Welcome back to a little bit off outdoors. This is part 2 of our track sled build. We've been working on this hub. This is the original torque converter center section. We cut the side off, this came up like this. We cut all this off so we was able to reuse the center section. We got a 36 spline sprocket. We turned this center section out here, turned this out on the lathe, turned this piece in here, and then we welded this in and cleaned this all up. We've welded this in here. It's a little hard to get in here and clean this up. Looks a little rough in there, but it should be strong. Kept this here, so that way we didn't have to modify the shaft. So if any of this fails down the road, I can try to get a hold of another one of these torque converters out of the scrap somewhere, and I can put this all back together without having to modify this shaft going across. We're wanting to keep the original chain case and the brake assembly. This is the original part of the original torque converter here, and it's been welded and cleaned up in here. And then this has got bolted on. We pressed the original section. There's a steel sleeve. We pressed it up on, and that's what you see this weld here. So that way we've got splines grabbing in here. And then this is all holding this, driving this sprocket. We spent a lot of time on that, so we haven't got the front straightened up yet. Got the suspension set down. Trying to shave some time instead of getting a piece of steel. This is the original shock absorber. I'd like to keep a little bit of flex in this, but not full flex like the suspension would have actually gave it. So what I did with this shock absorber is I welded the end of this shaft to the shock absorber. Now listen, any of y'all that decide to do this, you can't just weld to a shock. I took this shock out and took a drill and drilled through. There's a double chamber inside here. One for push, one for pull. I drilled all the way through both chambers on both ends of this ram, on this shock absorber, and drained oil out of it. So that allows me to weld to the end of it without any worry about it exploding. Now I have not changed the front section of this. I want to keep a little bit of spring to the front. I'm going to try it out and see how it does. That way if you hit a chunk of ice, it'll absorb a little bit. I kept the springs, adjusted it down to its lowest position here, and then ratchet strapped it and brought it down and then welded that ram in place. So we're going to try that out and see how it does. It should be fairly level once it's setting down on the ground. If there's any, it may just be just a little bit high in the back. I may still have to lower it down just a little bit. But this is my first build, and we're wanting to try things out here and try to get this ball rolling before we get ice. We're in the southernmost part of the ice belt, so we're a few weeks away from ice. I hope this has helped somebody out, and there's a lot of guys on the sites, Track Sleds of the North, I think it's called, on Facebook. There's some really good, helpful people on there. I want to thank everybody that has given me some pointers on there. Stay tuned for the next part of the build. Thanks for watching. And as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I don't know how many of y'all know or don't know, but the subscribers is all that us YouTubers get for a thanks. If you don't subscribe and go on, it doesn't help the channel grow. It doesn't help anything. The more subscribers, the more video content. That goes with all these channels. It's free. If you don't want the notifications to bother you, turn your notifications off. Subscribing to these channels is free. And all of us that tries to make these videos, believe me, we greatly appreciate our subscribers. Thanks for watching.